INFJs are known for their deep emotional investment in others, their endless capacity for compassion, and their ability to nurture meaningful connections. When they care about someone or something, they give their all, sometimes to their own detriment. But even INFJs have their limits. When they've been ignored, hurt, or drained for too long, something shifts. They stop pouring energy into situations or relationships that no longer serve them. The tricky part, INFJs don't always announce when they've stopped caring. Instead, they communicate it through subtle, often overlooked behaviors. In today's video, we'll explore 6 signs an INFJ has stopped caring. If you notice these signs in yourself or in an INFJ you know, it might be time to reflect on what led to this point. Let's begin. 1. They withdraw and go silent. INFJs are naturally introspective and value their alone time. But when they've stopped caring, their withdrawal takes on a different energy. It's no longer about recharging or finding inner peace, it's about disconnection. When an INFJ has emotionally checked out, they stop initiating conversations. They respond with short, detached messages. They avoid interactions, even ones they used to enjoy. This silence isn't passive-aggressive, it's final. It's the INFJ's way of saying, I've given enough and I have nothing left to offer. You'll notice that their warmth, patience, and enthusiasm are replaced with a quiet, distant coldness. Key takeaway. When an INFJ withdraws completely and becomes unresponsive, it's a clear sign they've emotionally detached from the situation. 2. They stop offering emotional support. INFJs are natural empaths and healers. They instinctively offer comfort, advice, and a listening ear to those they care about. But when they've stopped caring, this support disappears. You'll notice they no longer ask how you're feeling. They don't offer advice or comforting words. They seem indifferent to your struggles or challenges. This isn't because they've become cruel or cold. It's because they've reached a point where their emotional investment feels wasted. INFJs know that emotional support is a precious resource, and when they realize it's not appreciated or reciprocated, they stop giving it. Key takeaway. When an INFJ stops offering emotional support, it's a sign they've decided to protect their energy from a one-sided dynamic. 3. Their patience. Runs out INFJs are some of the most patient people you'll ever meet. They'll listen to your problems, give you second chances, and wait for things to improve, often far longer than they should. But when an INFJ has stopped caring, their patience disappears. You'll notice they no longer tolerate repeated excuses. They stop sugarcoating their words. They address problems directly and without their usual soft tone. It's not that they're suddenly angry or harsh, it's that they're done. They've realized their patience was being taken for granted, and they're no longer willing to play along. This shift can be shocking to those who are used to the INFJ's gentle demeanor. Key takeaway. When an INFJ's patience runs out and they stop tiptoeing around issues, it's a sign they've emotionally checked out. 4. They stop sharing their inner world. INFJs are naturally private people, but when they care about someone, they'll let them into their rich inner world. They'll share their dreams, fears, insights, and personal stories. But when they've stopped caring, that door slams shut. You will notice they no longer share their thoughts or feelings. Conversations become surface level and transactional. They seem emotionally distant, even if they're physically present. This withdrawal isn't about secrecy, it's about self-protection. INFJs know that sharing their inner world requires vulnerability, and when they no longer trust someone with that vulnerability, they stop offering it. Key takeaway. When an INFJ stops sharing their inner thoughts and emotions, it's a sign they've emotionally disengaged from the relationship. 5. They let go without fighting. INFJs are fighters when it comes to things they care about. Whether it's a friendship, relationship, or cause, they'll invest time, energy, and emotional effort into trying to make things right. But when an INFJ has stopped caring, they stop fighting. You'll notice they no longer argue or try to resolve conflicts. They seem indifferent to whether things improve or fall apart. They quietly accept situations they would have previously challenged. This doesn't mean the INFJ is weak. It means they've reached a point where they realize their efforts are being wasted. When an INFJ lets go without resistance, it's often the final sign that they've fully moved on in their heart and mind. Key takeaway: when an INFJ stops fighting for something or someone, it's because they've accepted that their energy is better spent elsewhere. 6. They prioritize their own well-being. INFJs are notorious for putting others' needs ahead of their own. They'll sacrifice their comfort, time, and emotional energy to make others feel seen and supported. But when they've stopped caring, something shifts. They start putting themselves first. You'll notice they focus on their own goals, passions, and self-care. They set firm boundaries and stick to them. They stop seeking approval or validation from others. This isn't selfishness, it's self-respect. INFJs realize that their well-being can't come second anymore. They stop pouring energy into empty cups and start filling their own. This shift often confuses people who are used to the INFJ's selflessness, but it's one of the healthiest transformations an INFJ can make. Key takeaway: when an INFJ starts prioritizing their own well-being over others, it's a sign they've reclaimed their emotional energy and focus. Why INFJs? Stop caring in the first place. INFJs don't stop caring easily. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. It's a process. They stop caring when their kindness is repeatedly taken for granted. Their emotional needs are consistently ignored. They realize their efforts aren't making a difference. They feel drained, unappreciated, or undervalued. When an INFJ reaches this point, it's not because they didn't care enough. It's because they cared too much for too long. INFJs don't stop caring overnight. It happens slowly, after repeated moments of disappointment, exhaustion, and disillusionment. But when they do stop caring, it's a sign that they're choosing themselves over endless cycles of emotional depletion. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the INFJ personality. Share your thoughts below. Have you ever reached this point as an INFJ? How did it change you? Remember, INFJ, your energy and care are gifts. Don't waste them on people or situations that don't value them. Thank you for watching, and take care of your extraordinary INFJ heart.